Now, I have a legitimate question that I really want to ask y'all. Do you think the BMI needs to be updated? Now, if anybody knows, the BMI actually came out in 1830. So there's a lot has changed over since 1830 to now we're in 2022. And for those that don't know what the BMI stands for, it stands for Body Mass Index and is a value derived from the mass, weight, and of a height of a person. The BMI is defined as the body mass divided by the square of the body height and in expressive units of kilograms and slash meters, resulting in mass. It may be meters, meter square, M2, kg slash M2. If y'all know what M2 is, I'm sorry, I'm done. Resulting in mass in kilograms and height in meters. The BMI may be determined by a table or a chart which displays BMI as a function or mass and height using contour lines or different for BMI categories, which may be used other units of measures converted to metric units of calculation. Usually the rule of thumb used to broadly categorize a person as underweight, normal weight, or overweight, or obese based on tissue mass, parentheses, mass, muscle, fat, and bone, and height. Major adult BMI classifications are underweight under 18.5 kilograms to normal weight 18.5 to 24.9, overweight 25 to 29.9, and obese 30 or more. When used to predict individuals' health rather than statistical measurements of group, the BMI has limitations that it can make it less useful than some of the alternatives, especially when applied to individual abdominal obesity, short stature, or usually high muscle mass. Basically, if you're between a lot, and I hear this a lot, you want to stay between 18 to 24, 18 to 25. 24.9 to be specific, but 18 to 25. That's the way the body mass index, and that's usually math. So here's the thing about math is correct. It's always going to be 2 plus 2 is always going to be 4. All right, there's no philosophical thing to make 2 and 2 5 or 2 and 2 7 and all that other stuff. 2 and 2 will always be 4. Like body mass is basically math, and you can't really control it. But a lot of people argue that is really racist, or race. How can I say it? The body mass is racist because a lot of people hold body mass different, and then a lot of other races hold their weight very different. Some people could be heavier and be healthy. Some people could be skinnier and not be healthy. You could tell by the way someone gain or lose weight how they are being, how healthy they are gaining or losing their weight. I don't think the BMI really stretches that. It's just straight. It's just, oh, you're about 30% body fat. Yeah, you're fat, but you might be. I I don't know. I might have to talk to a physician or someone that really works out a lot. They maybe get a better. They might have a better taste not what I'm saying. Better idea at it because I'm pretty sure you had to study the BMI to be a physical trainer. In my opinion, I'm not a physical trainer, so I don't know. But I feel like that is one thing. So it's hard to like. It's one thing. It's just like you can't. Numbers is like you can't jerk the numbers. You can, but I feel like some things just like I said, 2 plus 2 will always be 4. In what other like unless some type of stupid ass way 2 plus 2 is equal 5, it's not really going to equal 5. 2 plus 2 is always going to equal 4. Now the thing is, where am I getting all this from? Because a lot, like I said, black people we are overweight, but America in itself is overweight. Like if we going about BMI, America is significantly overweight, and I think I said this story, so I'll just keep it short. That when I was on deployment, I was going to other countries. It's like they're small, like, and I was and this was around the time I was in shape too. I was like 180, 190, but I was in good shape and all that other stuff. They're small is like really small. Like I had to get and like in American size, I wore a medium during that time, or like yeah, a medium. I had to get like a double XL for a lot of this stuff because a lot of this stuff over there is really small compared to others. If you look at our food size, our foods and our portions are widely bigger than ones of ones overseas. I used to get when I was on deployment. I also used to get steaks from every because I wanted to know what steak from each country tastes like, and I would say this: every other country outside of America are like their biggest steaks is very small, or it's like a real small portion, compared to other steaks, America. Like they say, if you want a big ass steak in America, you're gonna get a big ass steak in America. Uh, if you're gonna get a big ass steak in like say in Europe or France or Greece or the places I've been, their big steaks looks like America's medium. It's like your kids can eat that or some shit like that. Like I said, the portions are very different, and obviously, I feel like America's biggest sin is gluttony because we like to eat. Americans like to fucking eat. We're not gonna hold anything, and I'm a fat nigga. I like to eat. Uh, we other people I know other people like to eat and all that stuff. People try. Now everybody's like more health conscious, but a lot of people are also like we're on this body positivity thing as well. So to me, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it contradicts itself. Yes, I know there are fat vegans. Well, most people, they said they get fat off the sweets and all that other stuff, or they still eat things that are not good for them. Just because they're vegans does not mean everything they eat are good for them. So you kind of look at it as, okay, how are we supposed to control it? How we got to control our eating habits, but America is selling us products that will make us fat because you'll see a Planet Fit because in America you'll see a Planet Fitness commercial and then you'll see, and this is old, if you're old head you remember this 50millionpounds.com where the doctor wanted America to lose 50 million pounds, and then next commercial is KFC, Popeyes, McDonald's, all the fast food restaurants that are, of fitness. You probably get a year's worth, membership card. That shit about $60 to like you could just go right now and get two Big Macs for $6. Yeah, and you get two Big Macs for $6 and all this. And you know what's funny? They always do it at the beginning of the year. If anybody ever noticed this, they do it at the beginning of the year. Because I remember when I was working at Walmart, and I was like, "Damn, I want to get in shape." I was talking to myself, "I want to get in shape." I'm one of those people to say, "My New Year's resolution, is to get in better shape," and then I never do it. Yes, I am one of those people. I will admit that. But I'm actually doing good so far. I've been drinking my water. I've been doing my intakes. I've been exercising. Hopefully, I'll see some results soon. But yeah, you'll see a fitness commercial like for like $60, and then you'll go see a McDonald's, like you get two Big Macs for $6, and that's what got me. It was just like it was 2 for $5, so it's just like you mean to tell me I get two Big Macs for $5? And there was a McDonald's in the Walmart I worked with, so on break, I go to that McDonald's. I had $5, 2 for $5. I eat two Big Macs, and I go about my fucking day. And I was like, I'm never, and I thought, it's funny because like, at the point I'm eating it, and I'm like, damn, this is good. But when you're done, you like, I done did it again. I said, I need to stop eating. Anybody been like that? It's like, I need to stop eating this shit. It's like, you're telling yourself, damn, I really need to stop eating this shit. So you're just there, just sitting there all gluttony-wise and all that stuff. Now, it's also, a lot of people will try to discuss, just because you're that big does not mean you're unhealthy and all that stuff. And then, a lot of people is just like, well, the number one killer is like heart disease, especially in the black community. One of the biggest killers in the black community is heart disease. And it's like one of the top 3 killers is actually that's to do with cardiovascular shit. So, it's one of those things where maybe the BMI shouldn't be changed. We just got to get to that. Because let's be real, it's not hard. But you also, the thing about exercising, because everybody's like, you just need to work out. You need that motivation to work out. That's why that's why a lot of people have personal trainers. That's why a lot of people. I'm not look. Some people you do need to push them. Some people are just natural motivated. Good. They're natural go getters. There's some people, and I've seen it. The most talented motherfuckers, and I think anybody would agree with this. The most talented motherfuckers are the ones you kind of like gotta push, gotta motivate them a little bit. It's like, or you gotta like, nudge them a bit before they go. Their biggest, and it's not that they don't want to do it. They're just procrastinators. Some people, they know they got that talent, or they're like Shikamaru from Naruto. Excuse me, I'm about to have my nerd moment. Shikamaru from Naruto is one of the smartest people in in the Leaf Village, but you wouldn't tell because he doesn't show it a lot. But when it's time to get down, that boy is smart, and he shows his intelligence all the time. That's why like Shikamaru is like to other people and whoever's watched that Naruto, he's a great character because he's like, you think he's lazy, you think he just don't want to do it. Some people just don't want to do it. Some people they want to do it, but procrastination gets the best of them. Some people you gotta like nudge. And I would say this: if you're a go getter, you hate someone that you gotta push because it's all right. I'm gonna get it. You can get it, but obviously you ain't got the talent. I mean, you have the talent, but you're just not going to do it. So you're going to be the one. You're going to be one either trying to motivate him. If you're a good motivator, you can motivate that person, or someone that you got to nudge them a little bit. It's like, come on, you got to do it and all that stuff. I'm a big procrastinator. It's just I've done things where it's just like, it give you a day to do, and I'll do it in like an hour, but I will waste 23 hours and then do it in like an hour and all that stuff. It's done. I've done that many of times. I'm a big procrastinator. And the funny thing, and I've been trying to fix that, but I feel like every time I feel like that's just in me. I don't know. But I also want to say this. It's just like you see other people that are bigger. I said, because you want to ask yourself, does Serena Williams fit under that BMI? Yes, she is built like a Greek goddess, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people, I don't know if she's passing that BMI. I've seen a lot of black women that are not fat or obese or not even sloppy. They just can't pass that BMI because they have more fat than the men. And I think the scale is obviously the scale is different from there, but they can't pass the women's scale. So of BMI, and a lot of people is like, well, just because I have a little bit more body fat doesn't mean I'm not healthy. But you're not. I said, yeah, you're not. Yeah, you're correct. But are you in the guidelines? It's like it may not hurt you right now, but it may hurt you over some time. In which sometimes it will just hurt you over time. Some people are just, and I think some people are just naturally big. Or like genetics is just like they're naturally big. They come from big families. They, all of them are big and all that stuff. I've seen families where the whole family's just big and they're all the same shape and all that other stuff. It's just like, damn, all of them are big. So but what do I think? Do I think the BMI needs to be changed? Me personally, I just think we just need to look at it again. If it values change. Cause you could like I'm looking at wrestlers like Kevin Owens or Bray Wyatt who are big. They look big, but they can move just as much as a small guy. They're probably not flipping. They're not flipping like Rey Mysterio, but they can do a backflip. They could do a cross body. They can keep up with people that's doing CrossFit like Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is a CrossFit freak, so he's obviously and you could tell he got that CrossFit body. So he's doing stuff. They're not built like Cesaro. With Cesaro's just like muscled all up and down. They say pound for pound, one of the strongest people. Mark Henry, the world's strongest man, is like they don't look like Cesaro and all that stuff. They look like Mark Henry. Some people that in the strongman competitions look a lot like Mark Henry. Now, if your muscles are for show, that's more or less the bodybuilding and all that other stuff, and that's where a lot of other things. But I don't know. I was watching Ninja Warriors, just like a lot of those dudes that passed, they're in shape. Like Kazuhiko Akiyama, that man had like 2% body fat. That boy, like you look at Akiyama, and I'm like, God damn, that boy shredded. And a lot of people are like that. So I like I just want it to take a look at because black people, you can tell black people. I don't know. It seems like I know. Some people don't like this because this is. I feel like this is why we get the treatment we do get because saying like, oh, we some strong. It seems like we dominate in all the sports and all that other stuff and feel like we can endure more pain or some shit like that. I understand is like from a mental capacity, yeah. I said, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I said there might be something to us, and maybe it's because of where we live or where we grew up. There may be something to it that genetically the fastest man is a black man. I feel like the fastest in like sports, we dominate every fucking sport we touch. Basketball, football, baseball. Fuck that. It's like the the greatest home run hitters are Hank Aaron and Barry Bonds. And it could have been Griffey if Griffey wasn't hurt. Griffey could have damn near been up there too. So I'm throwing Griffey up there too. Hockey. I've seen a black. You ever seen a black man on a hockey that knows how to play hockey? Niggas good. Niggas good. Golf. Tiger Woods. You know he calls himself cannibalization, but you know that's the nigga side dominating. You know shit like that. You gotta look at shit like that. It's just like, are we genetically superior? Because the fucking Nazis used to think so until the niggas showed up and we fucked that shit up. It was like, now the Nazis like, God damn these niggas. Like, just remember, they wasn't going to allow us to compete with them. And they was calling themselves superiors. But Jesse Owens fucked their shit up. So, like, it's something to look at. It's, but I say if they do tweak it, it's like if they let's say they tweak it, not really change it, but they do tweak it. We still gotta fall in the lines because some things are yeah you're that big and Samoans kind of fall in this line. They're big, but they're usually healthy and they live long healthy lives. But yeah, you're big, but you're not healthy. It's like there's got to be a line. That's all I'm saying. There's got to be a line to um where it stands basically. So you can like you want to be this big, but are you healthy at this size? It's like I said, the lowest I was at is like 169, and I was good at that size, but I felt like I was at my best at 180. And I used to tell everybody else like when I was at 180, I felt like that's like this is my size, like right here. I was at a good spot. Now, if I ever get back to 180, that's one thing or another. Maybe 200 is probably like now my good size and all that stuff. But if I can get back down to 180, that'd be good too. But let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think the BMI needs to be changed? Do y'all think it needs to be tweaked or at least looked at? Because like I said, it's more or less math versus human race or how we look at it as a human race. But I will say this. If it does get tweaked, how would you tweak it? And that's a question I don't have the answer to because, like I said, and it got to be a balance where it's just like, okay, this is cool, but it's not really overweight. And I feel like we got to look at it like that instead of just someone like you know what big is when you see it. Like we all know what big is when you see it. So I don't know. I would like to ask that to many people. And that's my talk. Let me know what you guys think. Till then, my name is Oskino Fly, and I'm out. Peace.